Hello, guys. Welcome to the Crunch Cast, where we talk about anime, video games, all sorts of media. Right now, we have another guest with us. Right now, if you want to go and introduce yourself,
Hey everybody, my name is John, a longtime friend of Levi and Leonard. Known them for a while now.
and then of course we have Leonard right here. If you really like our content, make sure to like and subscribe down below. Um, Happy New Year's! Great way to
hmm
start the New Year's is that we're gonna be diving into Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man's very popular. I'm sure you guys probably heard about the hype and got into the hype train, right?
Yep, yeah. I actually waited for the entire series to come out before watching it because I don't think I could have waited every single week. So I just kind of stayed away from spoilers the whole time and then just completely binged it before New Year's Eve.
Yeah. So you were supposed to watch the first three episodes. We're gonna talk about the first three episodes, but be honest, did you stop at the third episode?
No, I did not. I couldn't. I really did try though because you did tell me you're only going to talk about the first three. And after watching the first three, I was like, no way. Especially after the fight scene. After the fight scene of the third episode, I was like, no, there's no way. I can't
Yeah,
just
yeah,
stop at that. And I had the whole season to keep going, so I just couldn't stop, honestly.
yeah, yeah. Um, so with just a little trivia about Chainsaw Man before we dive in, it was animated by Mappa Studios, which they
hmm
also did Attack on Titan, the
Yeah.
final season, Jujutsu Kaisen, and God of High School. You guys seen any of those? I
Yeah.
don't know if they did the movie. I don't know if they did the movie Jujutsu Kaisen,
I don't know,
but
but the animation has been absolutely amazing. I mean, Mappa is
yeah,
just on the rage right now. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
they're taking so many projects and they're doing a good job. So it's kind of
Oh yeah, yeah.
crazy.
There's a lot of memes about it. Like I think they're gonna be doing One Punch Man, I believe, the
Yeah,
next
I
season.
mean, I don't know, man, because I did you see the One Punch Man tweet after that? Like they were like kind of mad at the guy who leaked
Yeah,
it, you know? Like
yeah.
and they were like any official news only comes through this channel, and then like they got the other guy like banned. I don't know how long they got him banned for, but like they
Yeah,
got pretty mad at that dude. So who
yeah.
knows? Maybe they got mad because it was spoiled that during my Mappa, or maybe they got mad because Mappa said no to them and they're not doing it. Who knows? You know?
There is some memes out there where like maybe like the animators didn't know, and like they're already being worked to the bone. They're like, we're doing
Yeah,
what now?
yeah. Oh man, yeah.
Um,
You never know.
yeah, they really rival with who's the animator that makes Demon Slayer? I'm trying to think of the
UFO
animation.
cable.
Okay, that one. Yeah, those two, Mappa, and then the one Leonard mentioned are the ones that are just basically taking the anime by storm right now.
Yeah.
Um, this is written and illustrated by Tetsuki Fujimoto. He did another series before this, so he has been writing manga for a while. He
Mhm.
made another one called Fire Punch. As of November, Chainsaw Man is the one of the best-selling manga series right now. And with its debut, the first episode actually crashed Crunchyroll.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. Chainsaw Man, when it first debuted, everybody just streamed to watch the first episode, and it crashed the servers. This is the fourth anime that's been known to do that. The other animes being Dragon Ball Super,
hmm
One Piece, and Attack on Titan.
hmm
So yeah, it's like a lot of popularity with this. Going into it, what you guys think of the first three episodes?
Go ahead, Leonard.
So we saw the first two episodes together, Levi,
Yes.
and the first one I wasn't into it. And it wasn't about to like episode three, I think, where I was like, okay, or the end of episode two. Which one is that one?
Episode two was at the end where power is barely introduced.
hmm
No, episode three then, when they're fighting the bat.
The Bat Devil. Okay, yeah.
hmm
The first episode, I was like, oh, it's alright, I guess.
Um, I might be a little biased because like I just generally like these like dark style animes and just like this melancholy tone, and you could definitely feel that with Chainsaw Man. I just love the ambience of the music and how every time like the fight goes on, there's just heavy metal music in the background.
hmm
Yourself, John, what do you think of the first three episodes going into it?
Yeah, so I think I'm a fan too of like the style of animation that it was in because that's just I mean I like stuff that's just a little bit darker.
Yeah,
And
it was so
the
crystal
dark
clear
tones.
too.
Yeah, yeah, and I could tell like from the very get-go, like from the very first like maybe like the first minute of animation, like I could tell like that Mappa wasn't playing around with this one. You know, like they were gonna be animating it to the T. Just the different effects, the different kinds of animation that was going on. I was like, okay, this is gonna be a really fun anime. I can already tell. So, like I really liked how they like really went for like the heartstrings of like a guy and his dog type thing.
Yeah, oh yeah,
For like the first one, and then like ever since like that first episode, I can tell like they haven't
yeah.
gone back to that. Like they haven't really touched back on like the guy and his dog type of heartstrings that they're like they were tugging on. So like I really liked that because like it completely goes into like a different direction after that. But it was a really fun anime. I liked it from the get go. So for
Yeah.
me, watching it from episode one was pretty cool, and I liked they did the whole. They kill off the main character really quickly, and then he
Oh
just
yeah.
magically
Oh
comes back to
yeah.
life.
Reanimation jutsu right there.
Yep,
Um, uh,
classic.
you got did all the jokes land for you guys?
Some of them did. I think
Some of them.
I found myself laughing at it quite a bit. Not like belly laughing by any means, but definitely like a few good chuckles every once in a
It
while,
definitely.
which kept me entertained.
Yeah. It definitely. How would you say? It definitely helped absorb the just the depression and that it
Hmm.
offered because there's like if you like really think about it, Denji's life like really sucked
Oh yeah,
before everything. So just like we'll learn about his goals, but him having these realistic and comical goals is just really hilarious in this dark and pointy world.
yeah, definitely. Like the amount of sadness that was in it, they really could have taken a different turn, but it was pretty funny the way they made it. They made
I
it a little more comical.
I also incredibly like the pacing. So I've actually read the manga,
Hmm.
and the manga's still ongoing. And so I noticed that they did clip out like one scene, which was unnecessary, and like just the pacing. I realized that's what they want to go for the first three episodes. Um, but yeah, it was a perfectly um, illustrated to like
Hmm.
get enough for each episode. You know?
Yeah, and then like I watched it twice actually. I was actually watching the first three again earlier today, and like this time I was just kind of just really admiring the animation of it, and I really liked the attention to detail they did for like
Oh yeah,
the first episode. With, I mean, like just each character that was in it and each villain that was in it. They took a lot of time
oh
doing
yeah,
each and every character's like individual characteristics. Like it's so crazy like going back and looking at it because they really took their time on this first episode. You can tell.
yeah. Like this, like a lot of detail went into a piece of toast.
Definitely, yeah. I
That
mean,
toast looked
there are
yummy.
whole like cooking channels went crazy with that. Like I watched a couple cooking channels that just did like the bread. It was just crazy.
Well, they're already doing let's try jujitsu, let's try Chainsaw Man food because
Hmm.
they do that for every anime series and for every cartoon series. Oh, let's try making the bread from this this one anime.
Yeah, and it was so beautifully animated too. I wanted some after that.
All right, well, I think we kind of already talked bases about it. Anything else you guys want to say before we just dive into each episode?
I don't think so. I don't think I have anything else to say.
All right. Well, going into episode one, spoilers ahead, guys. So starting off episode one, we open up with someone heaving and breathing towards a door with a bunch of paper, and then we cut away to our main protagonist, Denji, who looks like he's just patched up. He has an eye patch. He's just a young kid, and he talks about everything that he sold, and
Hmm.
just for clarification, like I actually went ahead so I can more relate to him. I tried transferring all the yen to actual U.S. currency.
Yeah, I did that too after the second watch. It was
So
sad,
like,
dude.
yeah, yeah. So he sold a kidney for under $10,000. He
Mhm.
sold his right eye for $2,000, and he sold one of his nuts for
Yeah,
less
he
than a
did.
thousand dollars. I don't know if I could sell all my nuts for that much. Like I think I gotta rise up the price for that. um, and we find out he's in debt with $289,000.
Yeah. Yeah, he's in debt
So
a lot.
yeah, yeah, that's a lot. I really had to check he said he was 38 million yen, and I was like, that can't be that much for a little kid. But yeah, 289,000. Um, going that's when we get our opening. What do you guys
Mhm.
feel about the opening?
Well, I like the song definitely. The song was one of the ones
So
that really kept me with it. I think I watched it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I do skip
you skip the
the
opening?
I skip the opening most of the time, but I can honestly say I've watched it maybe about 6 times. Going through because I
Yeah,
actually did like the song. The song was pretty cool to me, and I definitely
I
liked like the little Easter eggs in the anime
yeah
in
yeah
it.
yeah
Yeah, I like the
yeah.
little Easter eggs. After I watched it the first time, I watched the intro like for the first 3 episodes again just to see what I can find. And yeah, I was able to find a lot more Easter eggs as I was watching it.
Did you? So there's a lot of movie references in it, right?
Yeah, yeah, I did figure that out eventually that there's a lot of movie references.
Yeah. Like you just look on YouTube and movie references, and there's a lot of side by sides to a lot of noble movies like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Pulp
Hmm.
Fiction, The
Yeah.
Big Lebowski, where they're doing the bowling ball.
Yeah, the bowling ball one is the one I got like immediately. I was like, "Wait, is that a
Yeah,
reference to that?" And I was like, "Yeah, it is."
yeah. It's a really remarkable opening. It's very out of the wall, very crazy. I think they perfectly encaptured Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, definitely, because it's not an anime that takes itself too seriously, which is a good thing. Because it knows what it is. It's a guy with a chainsaw as
Yeah,
his like arms and on his head. No
yeah.
one's going into this watching like this really in depth anime. I mean, it does have its moments, but it's definitely like it does what it is. And it's a fun
Yeah.
ride, and it has a lot of comedy in it. Subtle comedy is what I like too about it.
Going to that. So he kills the tomato devil. I believe he said something that like killing a devil will give him $300,000.
Yeah,
But
and that's about
af-
like 1,500, I think, right? Is that what it
yeah.
was? 1,500 per
Um,
devil.
See, and I did math. I was like, oh, he only has to kill like 123 devils. He'll be finished like in maybe 2 years. I don't know how many devils you kill,
Hmm.
but then like the old man being an asshole, he's just like,
Yeah,
well, we got like a little insider's fee. You gotta pay your taxes.
finder's
It comes.
fee. I was like, what?
And it came out to he only got 70,000 yen, which only equates to $533.
Yeah, it ain't nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, and then he paid his bills, and he was only left with I think it was $50 for the month.
$13.
13. Okay, yeah, $13. Yeah.
Yeah, $13. And then yeah, it's just it's really tragic what's happened to Denji. It's not even his debt. We later learned that it's his father
Hmm.
that it's his father's debt, and his father hanged himself.
Yeah.
So he has to take on that debt.
Hmm.
He's very pretty cheery and optimistic dude. I don't know if I'd be like that because he did take on a little bet where he ate a cigarette for 75 cents.
Yeah.
Of course, he didn't eat it. He tricked him and spit it out. But he's like, that'll keep us for another 3 days, Pochita.
Hmm.
Um, so there is doubts that he's gonna die before he pays off his debt, or he's gonna get a girlfriend. Um, Now we do get the flashback where his dad hung himself.
Hmm.
And that old man's he's repulsive. I think in Chainsaw Man they really make some of the villains are really unlikable where you just want them to be killed.
Yeah, I think they do a
'Cause
good job of that.
that old man's at the funeral. He's like, all right, well, They give us 70,000 by tomorrow. You whether whore yourself out, beg for it, whatever, or we're gonna chop you up into pieces.
Hmm. Yeah, and then the kid figures it out that he can be a double hunter. So, and I
Yeah,
don't
it
know
was
how
just
old he was. He looked like he was about 8, 9, 10 years old, something like that.
yeah. This takes like it's supposed to be the same age that he. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You're talking about the flashback.
Yeah,
Okay,
in the flashback.
because
Yeah.
to me when he actually like when he does get his transformation later on, he does look like a little bit older, which I was like a little bit weird, but I tried pasting them together and it's just he's just missing the eye patch and all the scratches on him and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, he gets the healing effect.
Um, so he out of the middle of the night he gets another job and the old man takes him to a warehouse and like I feel like when I was reading the manga, I was like, okay, this is where he gets betrayed. Like
Hmm.
there's nothing in this fucking warehouse. I don't trust this old man. He's he's already doing like fucking monologues. You're
Yeah,
loyal and cheap like a dog.
yeah, like a dog. Yeah,
Too
oh, by
bad
the
I can't.
way, the warehouse was animated beautifully. By the way, it
Oh yeah,
was,
yeah.
yeah, it was so much attention to detail for that warehouse.
I could read the box labels on that shit.
Yeah, I felt like I was in the warehouse. You know what I mean?
So we got another devil. We get the zombie devil,
Hmm.
and I really do like what's his name? I had to Tatsuki's creativity. Like if I think of like something that's the embodiment of devils, I can see that being the embodiment of devils. Like this
Hmm.
shrunken head with the mass clump of body.
Yeah.
Um, he possessed the yakuza. They were duped,
Hmm.
and Denji suffers a horrible, horrible death.
Definitely.
Just just repeatedly stabbed, and I felt those stabs. Just like
Yeah.
you got one through the fucking hand.
Yeah, man, it was kind of brutal, looking through it, and then the screams too. That was pretty
Oh
good.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
man, that it was a brutal scene. Quite honestly, it was really a brutal.
Did you happen just to see this in Japanese? Or did you also watch the English?
I did not watch the English dub. I only watched it in Japanese,
I
or
heard
the
the
the sub
English.
version.
I heard the English does really well. I watched it once, but I don't have a lot of characteristics. I mean, I don't have a lot of opinions on it because I haven't recently watched the English. I recently watched the Japanese first episodes, but yeah, yeah, it's out already. It's already up to like episode maybe 6 or 7. Yeah, nowadays they get those English episodes out like really really fast.
Hmm.
Um, I have a buddy of mine, and he only watches English. So whenever I try to get him to a new anime, he has to wait for the English to pop out. And I remember, like back then, when I wanted to watch something in English, I had to wait such a long ass time for it.
Yeah.
But if something's really popular, like Chainsaw Man, you're gonna get the English episodes probably like a week after, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. I've been seeing that they're usually like 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a week behind on some of them.
Yeah, they're just like factory. So we see Denji is cut up in the dumpster. And we get another flashback where he requests that Pochika take over his body if he dies. Pochika could live a normal life, and he could make Denji's dream come true, which we don't really know what Denji's dream is at this moment. And Pochita actually speaks to him. I'll give you my heart, and you show me your dream. I honestly thought Pochita was gonna have a lot more deeper voice. I thought it was gonna be a lot more
That would have been
hilarious,
pretty funny, huh?
but um, so that's when we get like I don't know if you heard like this if you pay attention to music, but they usually plays this like really um melancholy tone or whatever, like just to set the ambience. And it's
Hmm.
just so good. Like I can get lost in it. And it's eerie, but it's rising in anticipation, you know?
Hmm. Yeah.
And then because Denji gets out and the zombie does like, oh, you're how are you alive? Like go eat him this time and stuff like that.
Yeah, and
And
then
he
right before that scene, when you actually do see Pochita like going into his chest, like that was kind of crazy. Seeing that scene, because I was not expecting how that was gonna go down.
Oh
But
yeah.
but it was
to,
definitely a pretty crazy scene to see.
to me, where it looked like it was like a parasite, it looked like one
Exactly.
of those. Have you seen Futurama?
Yeah,
You know the like the little like little
I know exactly
slugs.
what you're talking about. Yeah. I mean,
um,
that's like it was kind of gruesome to be honest, but then I was like, okay, well, he said I'm gonna be your heart or or be
yeah,
yeah something about being his heart, and I was like, okay, well that makes sense. I didn't know they meant that literally, because I thought it was gonna be
oh
something similar to like right before that when you see like the little chainsaws like putting his body back together. I thought it was gonna be
yeah.
something like that, but no, it was just like him being absorbed into his chest.
um, uh, so when he does come out of the dumpster, we do see his eye back.
Yep.
So the question
Hmm.
is, do you think he got his nut back?
Probably did.
He
It
got
makes sense, logical sense.
it.
If he got his
um,
eye
uh,
back, he definitely got his nut back.
so as soon as that rev hits, then comes the metal music, and it's just rip and shred all these zombies. He's
Hmm.
flying. Um, he does a wonderfully job. I personally hated the zombie devil. I hated its
Hmm.
personality. The voice actor did a wonderful job of just being very annoying and very cowardly, almost.
Yeah.
I guess you could say. So he managed to kill everything, and then we get another character introduced, Makima,
Hmm.
and she finds the exhausted chainsaw man, and he asks for a hug, which she embraces, and she tells him, "I can kill you like a devil, or I can keep you as a human, and I keep my humans well fed." And then we end off with, "Well, what's for breakfast?"
Yeah.
Oh, well, you get like salad and toast, and I was like, "That's the worst sounding breakfast in my life."
Yeah, man. But they eat healthier out there, We like
And
eggs, bacon sandwiches, and like like 3 cups of coffee with some orange juice that's just sugar on water.
I
You know
was
what I
like,
mean?
"No
So
bacon,
just
no
salad, man.
bacon."
Just salad and a piece of toast.
She did say, "What's for dessert?" I was like, "It can't be that healthy." If she said, "What's for dessert?"
Dessert's yogurt, bro. That's what that is out there.
And then that's when we end. Credits
Hmm.
roll, and that's our first episode.
By the way, that is my favorite ending song or outro song.
Oh
First
yeah,
one.
Yeah, that one's probably one of my favorite outro songs of all of them.
yeah. I bet you've like so you've noticed that they did all out like shit. They had to edit all these different openings.
Yeah, definitely. It was really cool to see all the different outros because I did watch all of them because I heard that they were all different going
Yeah,
into it. So I was like, okay, well, let me watch every single one of them because they did put the effort into it. So
yeah,
they were all pretty cool. I liked all the music too, but that
yeah.
one specifically, the first one was probably my favorite one.
So since we're at the end of episode one, what'd you guys give it? Like, how you guys feel about it? I feel like it was enough. It didn't have any comedy that much into it.
Hmm.
I think besides Denji's very eager attitude, but
Hmm.
I believe it was a pretty good like first episode just to dive into it. What do you think,
Yeah.
Leonard? I know you think differently on it.
I thought it was kind of boring.
Oh, what do you think they should have done differently, or
I don't know. It didn't catch my attention.
nah? Any different thoughts, John? I thought it
Um.
was like really great.
Yeah, I thought
Um,
it was good in the sense of like, because like I said, I think the tone from the very first episode was way different than the rest of the anime. So
yeah,
for me, I think maybe just being like a pet lover, like that connection
yeah,
he had with his pet. I think that's what kind of drew me into it at first. But then
yeah,
definitely like the end fight scene was like that's what
yeah,
like I really really liked. But I think it pulled me in a different way in the beginning because like you like how we were talking about before, like this dude's life sucks, and
yeah,
all the stuff he's had to sell, and taking on his father's debt and all that stuff. It brings you in that way, and I think it kept me wanting to know what happens to this kid. Um, so I think that's why I really liked the first episode because it made me want to know what happens next, and then you get this crazy chainsaw head guy at the very end. This fight
yeah,
scene that with this metal music stuff going off, and then I think that's what kept me wanting to watch more.
yeah.
Um, yeah.
I do
So
feel that this first episode could push people away for being like
Mhm.
too dark and too depressing, because
Yeah.
it does like the first episode does set the tone for like the rest of the series, and like you don't really get that comedic aspect that you get in the other future episodes and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
I could see it people pushing people away, but I really liked it. I think it had a pretty good like I think it left pretty good where you're like, okay, who's this mysterious lady who takes them in, you know?
Mhm.
But yeah, I really liked it.
I also
Any
didn't like. Uh, I don't know what it is, but I also didn't like the first episode of Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
It didn't draw me in either.
Yeah, I remember being not too interested after the first
I had
episode
to
of
get like
Attack.
halfway through season one just to start.
uh, oh yeah, so do
It's
the
the
Titans
same
tackle
effect
the
on Chainsaw Man with me.
the Titans attack don't the Titans in episode one don't attack until like the last 2 minutes of the
Yeah.
first episode, right? Yeah,
And I felt
okay.
like that is what kept me like, okay, what's gonna happen now? That's what made me
Yeah,
watch the second
yeah.
episode, like the last
I
two
know.
minutes of that.
Yeah, I can see that Attack on Titan. Like you're just for the 20th minutes, you're just watching. Oh, this is like a medieval,
Hmm.
medieval show.
And I knew what it was ahead
um,
of time, anyways.
yeah. All right. So going to Chainsaw Man episode two. Um, this one. So right now Makima and Denji are driving the car, and Makima kind of sets down the rules. You know, hey, I expect a woof or yes from my dogs.
Yeah, bro.
Um,
Makima's super sus to me. She is super sus, bro. I do like everybody might be like into Makima, but bro, I got bad feeling about Makima. I don't know what it is. I think it could be the eyes, could be no from what I've seen in the later half of the anime. But and then but just this first interaction, it's either wolf or yes, or like you're a dog to me, and I'm like, okay, bro, you kind of sus. Like, you can't be talking to
no,
grown people like this. There's a reason why she's like this.
she's
So,
setting the ground rules.
but
She's a
I
woman
mean,
in charge.
she's sus, bro. She's something going on with her. She got plans, and I don't know what they are.
I'm a simp for Makima all the way, man.
Mm-mm. No way, bro. No way. She's super sus, man.
She said dogs that aren't helpful get put down. So if you
Exactly,
want,
bro. Exactly. Anyone that can say a dog gets put down like that ain't vibing with me.
um, uh, Denji instantly falls in love with her. He even says, "I love her."
Hmm.
They are ordering food, and that's when we learn that the chainsaws do hurt them. As I feel like I feel like that was obvious, but like I didn't think about that. Where like every time he does the chainsaws, like it's literally ripping through his skin.
Yeah.
Like like for a while, I think maybe 5 years ago, I just suddenly thought in my head, I was like, oh shit, when Wolverine does his claws, that's ripping through his skin. Like that shit
No,
hurts.
I don't think it does.
You don't think so? I think it does.
I
I
think it
think
has
it's been
slits already.
like you think he already has slits?
Or plus he heals super fast, so I don't know.
Oh yeah. I think it's the same thing. It's just because he said the chainsaws cut him up too.
Hmm.
Well, that's what Deji says. So I don't know if it's just one full cut or it's uh, just continuously agonizing.
I don't know.
Um,
That's pretty interesting if it was continuously agonizing. Because because
It was
remember
just
when she did hug him at the end of that first one, they kind of just like melt away. So I don't know if it like has to retract back into his body. I don't think that's how it works. But I don't know. I hope it's not,
yeah.
just constant pain. That would suck.
So Makima tells him that hey, he has a sense of both devil and humans,
Hmm.
and when she's actually feeding him, he actually fucking woofs.
Yeah, he wolf, bro.
Which,
I'm like,
and
whoa, dude. I was like, you just met this lady.
I've seen I think I've seen the second episode with like three people, and that always gets people laughing. I think it's just
It was
so like
quick too. It was quick. It was a wolf.
woof. He howled at her.
Uh-huh.
I remember this Family Feud episode of Steve Harvey, where he's like, "Did you just woof at this lady?" Um, uh,
Yeah, he did, man.
so and I put like a little note like Makima is incredibly sweet, or she's like pulling Denji
Hmm.
along because
She
when he
is
asked her,
sus, bro. That is my opinion right now. I'm laying it down right now. She is sus, bro. I don't know
because
what it is because you've read the manga, so you know something I don't know. So I don't know. I think I don't know what side she's on, to be
she,
completely honest
she's
either.
she's completely perfect, man. Because she asked Denji asked Makima, "What's your favorite type?"
Hmm.
And my type is boys that are named Denji. Oh shit,
Hmm.
that's me.
She
Um,
just told him what he wants to hear.
one note that I wanted to put on here because like they're walking to the headquarters and stuff like that, and she said that there's other devil hunters and stuff like that,
Hmm.
and something that was like very skimmed by, and I was like, hold up, like that devil hunters get a lot of paid vacation time and the best benefits.
Yeah.
I just you don't really hear that. Like I mean, in Demon Slayer, like fuck me to Hashira, like Hashira will get me nothing,
Yeah,
but
bro.
I guess.
They get jobs right after finishing a job. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was Survey Corps and Attack on Titan. Oh hell no!
Hmm.
But I don't think I would want to be in Chase on that world because it's a pretty fucked up world. But if I was a devil hunter, I was like, okay, at least I'm getting paid
Getting some
vacation time and
PTO.
dental.
Get some PTO,
I got
some dental insurance. You know what I mean?
I got my 401k like
Yeah.
benefits. Um,
Golly.
Later on, so we do get someone a new character. We get Aki Hawakawa.
Mm.
And Aki is supposed to be showing Denji the ropes, and Denji's like a little bit like this. Oh, I want to be with Makima, so like that. Makima's like, hey, fixes his tie. I was like,
Mm.
okay, that's a little charming.
Hmm.
Look at that, she's fixing up his drip, John.
Yeah, man. I don't know. She's sus, bro. I'm telling you. I don't know what it is. She's got to be some type of devil. I don't know, man. I'm not gonna throw that out there for sure yet, but she's got to be some type of like the head honcho devil or something. I don't know. I don't know, man.
um,
But she is just she's roping Denji around for a good reason, and I don't know what it is.
um, So Denji's pestering Aki on questions as they're going on the
Hmm.
walk. Is Makima a bad person? Oh wait, no. I think that's later on. I think he
Hmm.
asks like if she has a boyfriend,
Yeah, yeah, that's what he asked her.
and Aki's like, "Oh, come into this alleyway. I gotta show you something." And
Hmm.
that's when Aki starts beating the crap out of Denji, ordering him to flee, get out of here, or he's gonna kick his ass again. He throws a cigarette on him. His
Hmm.
spit was pretty cool. I don't think I've ever seen a man just perfectly aim spit to extinguish a cigarette.
Yeah, that shit was disrespectful though. Yeah, we throwing hands if you do that shit to me. I'm just saying that shit was disrespectful. I mean, he deserved to get nut kicked after that
Oh yeah, yeah.
immediately.
Denji does retaliate, and Denji said when he fights a dude, it's nuts or nothing.
Exactly. He kicked the shit out of him too. Oh my god, it was literally only nut shots, and it was the most
Yeah,
hilarious thing.
he just he's and it does appear that Aki may be infatuated by Makima too, because
Yeah,
he
it
was
kind of
going
looks
over.
like it. Hmm.
So Denji just kicks him unconscious, just keeps on kicking him into nuts until he goes unconscious.
Hmm.
And then he's like, "Oh fuck, what do I gotta do now?" So he takes him back to Malcolm. He's like, "Hey, this dude got attacked by the Nut Devil."
The nut devil, yeah, that one got me. That one got me pretty good when he said the nut devil. That one got me pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, I really did laugh at that one. But yeah, he got attacked by the nut devil. And then Makima then orders for him to take care of him. So now he has to stay with him. That's his new roommate.
Yeah, and then Makima told him about the relationship. Like,
Hmm.
well, we're only working together until you die.
Yeah, essentially, you can't quit,
Yeah.
or you will kill you, or if you try to run, we will kill you.
So Denji and Aki are now living together.
Hmm.
Um, feels like a buddy cop movie. He's a straight man, and Denji's making a mess with toast. That's where the
Hmm.
toast part came up. He just put
Yeah.
like a whole bunch of little jam on there,
Yep.
fall asleep on the toilet. Um,
Did not change any toilet paper, by the way. Asshole.
uh,
Did not change the toilet paper.
a bad roommate, a very
Yeah,
bad
bad
roommate.
roommate. Bad roommate with no manners.
um, um, so after that, they get a new mission to go stop a fiend,
Mhm.
and I always got confused about fiends, but I made sure to get this like little quote from there, which a fiend is when a devil takes control of a human's corpse,
Mhm.
and when they do that, they have very kind of like strict personalities, like they're kind of limited to that one personality. And Denji immediately assassinates him with the axe, and you know Aki, which he learned earlier, he's like, "Why don't you kill him with the chainsaws, man? I want
Mhm.
to see some chainsaws." And Denji's like, "Well, I don't want him to suffer." And Aki's like, "You better stop pulling your shit, man. My
Yeah.
whole family was killed by devils. What are you trying to show them sympathy for?
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to
And
take this seriously."
yeah, and then he
Oh
like puts his head on the window. He's like, all these guys are risking their lives for their families and this and that. And then you get over to Denji, and Denji's like, I just wanted the nudie mags to not get bugged.
yeah. He's like, I don't want some blood on there."
Yeah.
And that's when we get our goal for Denji. Denji says his goal. He wants to touch boobs.
Yeah.
Very realistic goal, very simple goal too. Nothing like becoming Pirate King, Wizard King, strongest in the universe.
Being
He
the
just wants
strongest in the universe. Nothing like that, man.
to
And I think that's where like a lot of the comical parts of Chainsaw Man come into play, where
yeah.
like I'm talking about, like it doesn't take itself seriously, because like it could, go into like everything you just said, like being the Pirate King, being the strongest in the universe, whatever, the being the very best in Pokemon. You know what I mean? It could have been any one of those things that could have been like the plot of the show, but nah, it's just that this guy has like little goals that are kind of perverted.
He wants some upstairs outsidees, man.
Yeah.
um, uh, and he actually says it out loud. He's like, "I want to touch boobs," and that's
Hmm.
where Maka was like, "Boobs."
Yeah.
Um, and then that's where we get Denji's new partner, Power,
Hmm.
which I don't know if this is a spoiler, but Powers actually was ranked number one character in Chainsaw Man.
Oh, did not know that.
Yeah, in most mangas they usually have like a little character
Hmm.
ranking,
Yeah.
and Power was ranked number one.
I'll be honest though, once they introduced Power, like they went crazy on the fan service. I'm not gonna lie, like they went
Yo,
so crazy, like like animated her in little things, and I'm just like, it was at one of the outros. I was like, what the heck is going on? Turn this off before I get in trouble.
um, they're kind of patrolling, and Power's voice actor, I think, is the only one that I want to comment on because it's like really adorable to where it's like it's a little kid
Hmm.
almost, like just like, "Hey, human, human,
Yeah.
chop," and I was like, that was perfectly said. That was cute. And then to end the episode, she does a giant blood hammer
Hmm.
and smashes a devil, and that's how we end episode two.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool power that I thought it was. It's literally the exact same one as one of the teachers from My Hero Academia, class 1B, I think that teachers. I think that's his quirk. Like he can control his blood, and I thought that was
Okay,
pretty cool. Like her power being that.
okay, yeah. Well, we're also going back into Dead Man Wonderland. So, what do you guys think about episode two?
I thought two wasn't. I think it was definitely more world building than anything else.
Yeah,
I don't think it really put anything in there that was like gonna want you to watch the third episode. Um, I think for me, just after the world building, whether it does it for you or not, that's what makes you want to watch the third one. And I think for me, like the world that they were trying to build around all that, it did interest me. Like the corporation and meeting Makima and getting introductions of the other characters. I think was enough for me to like keep going into the third one. Definitely didn't have anything too amazing in it, but it did do a lot of world building.
Yeah, it was. There wasn't any fight scenes in it, of
Hmm.
course. It was just it was a lot of exposition, like since and Denji's good for that. Denji's a good target for that because he didn't go to school,
Hmm.
um, rough childhood, so he has to have everything taught to him. So
Yeah.
that's a really great tool for it.
Hmm.
What you think, Leonard? Was this the episode that got you into it? Did you finally jump into Chainsaw Man or no?
No,
No. What was up with this one?
I don't know. It was fine. Um, I did like the animation, especially their shoes.
Mm.
Oh, they
Yeah.
went. Yeah,
Right
They
when
all
they
the
they
walk
all
shoe.
wear
into the
sneakers.
yeah, yeah, the sneakers, yeah. I like
Yeah,
the little sneakers they wear. It's pretty interesting.
They're like
their,
what Air
their kicks.
Forces.
Their kicks are pretty good.
I wonder if they started making some of those yet.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I remember something where like I remember seeing a meme where like, "Hey yo, Power, I think your Nikes are fake." It's like a little alien doing it. Or no, your Jordans are fake, and it's just a little alien.
Yeah.
Um,
Someone's got to jump on that, because those are definitely like some shoes that could
oh yeah,
definitely be sold. So someone's got to jump on that. I don't know who is, but someone's got to.
yeah, at least it's shoes. Everyone's wearing a uniform, so
Yeah.
like not so much like the outfits are like really amazing or anything like that. It's just the whole the shoes. The shoes really make out. But yeah, I initially liked it. A lot of exposition. I really like seeing the new characters. I think there was like a lot of funny moments in it. Um, I I can't say much about Aki because like Aki is actually one of my favorite characters in the series. So, but like in this one, you don't really get him. You kind of get like a very like, oh man, I don't really like this character. He's beat up Denji, saying, you get the fuck out of here and stuff like that. What do you guys feel about Aki and more of Makima? And I guess not so much power because we get more power in episode three.
And the first step, Aki's like he doesn't like Denji right away, and it's funny watching him take care of him.
I think I didn't like Aki initially. But yeah, I mean in the later half of the series, like they do build his character a little more for me at
Yeah.
least. And then but I think my favorite parts is just seeing the interaction between Power and Denji,
Oh yeah.
kind of like like a little sibling rivalry kind of unfolding.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Of course.
and then I think just the world building I think is probably my favorite part because you get so much information in like that short amount of time span. And I think it's like going back to what you were saying, like the pacing of it, because I liked how they didn't take more than one episode to like really build on that. So I think I appreciated that because I know there are some animes that take way too long to expand on that, and I think
Yeah.
they did a really good job of doing it really really quickly. And I think like you were saying, like one of the advantages of Denji not being educated was that they basically teach you everything as Denji's learning. So so yeah, I think that was probably my favorite part.
With so going to Chainsaw Man episode three. Unless you guys have anything else you guys want to talk about Chainsaw episode two.
Yeah, this is where I noticed the ending of the episodes. It is in a bookend, so it is from here on out. They all lead into each other.
Oh, like they lead to the next episode.
Yeah, like there's no the episode doesn't wrap up nicely. Like it's just cut off
Mm,
halfway, and then it
Oh, okay.
continues
Yeah. Yeah.
hmm.
right where
This
you
is
left off.
Yeah.
yeah. That when I first watched this, like and I try watching with other people and stuff like that, and I'm like, oh man, like you just see Power just do that, and then it's just like it's over. I was like, oh, that's a horrible cliffhanger. Um, I think that's the only thing I didn't like about this episode. It ends right there, and that's it.
Hmm.
And I like
Um,
when Denji does move in, and then later on when Power moves in, you see the difference between
oh yeah,
he's even
yeah,
worse
Yeah.
than Denji.
yeah. like no one like Aki, man, Aki could be like no one could be a worse roommate than Denji, and then comes
Surprise, surprise.
Power. Um, Going to Chainsaw Man episode 3. So we leave right where we left off, and uh, Mako was a bit disappointed. She's not angry; she's disappointed, and she tells them like, "Hey, this was a private devil hunter's devil. This could cause problems." And that's when we get a little more power and personality. She's like, "Well, this human mate told me to. He
Hmm.
told me to kill this. He told me to jump onto it." Um, that's when Denji and Power just start pushing each other and like, oh no, she
Hmm.
told me this, he told me this, and Makima says, "Can you guys quiet down?" That's when like Power instantly knows like, "Oh yes, ma'am."
Yeah,
Yeah, Makima definitely has power in check.
definitely.
And then going into that, they start having like a little drink at a vending machine, and
Hmm.
that's where they have like a little contrast between their pets.
Hmm.
Power admits that she doesn't like humans, and she hates devils as well, because devils took her cat, Meowie.
Hmm. Such an original
And
name, by the way.
what do you mean? Her original name?
No, like such an original name for a cat,
Oh yeah, yeah,
Meowie.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought that too. I was like, that's a wonderful, clever name you got there, Meowie. Um, Denji's like, well, I don't really care about fucking cats. I mean, I'm more of a dog person.
Hmm.
And what was it? How did I forgot how I got it segues into it, but he's oh yeah, Denji says I'll probably save your cat if I could touch some boobs, and then that's where Power's like, well, I'll let you touch my boobs if you save my cat, and then that is a fucking 180.
Hmm.
That devil's gotta fucking pay.
Yeah, for taking your cat, he became a huge cat person after that.
He's like, how dare he messes with that
I
fucking
laughed
cat?
at that part pretty bad.
Oh,
I did laugh at that part. The complete 180 of being completely committed to getting this cat back.
so in this one, like since we actually have more characters, now we're getting like side stories
Hmm.
instead of being completely focused on Denji. Just want to jump into what Makima and Aki were doing. It seems that Makima's talking to a council,
Hmm.
so she might not be the most powerful. She's talking to people that that she's trying to get approved for,
Hmm.
and I believe she's talking about Power and Denji because she says someone interesting and someone I can't remember the other adjective. She says, I got two pups. I just adopted a pup." And
Hmm.
there's even more. There's a lot of, I guess, synonyms. Is that what it is? Synonyms
Yeah.
towards like edgy and a dog.
Yeah.
I just adopted a pup.
Hmm.
Um, and Arkansas like, oh, would you really be interesting? I think you'd be disgusting.
Yeah.
Just talking shit about him in the
Hmm.
car. And that's where we get more lore into the whole devil type situation.
Yeah.
Uh,
About how
Rocket,
they explain their power levels and stuff like that.
yeah, so, yeah. If you, no one's scared of coffee, so coffee devil won't be too strong.
A chainsaw? Are you serious? I mean, what's up with the chainsaw? Coffee! Coffee! Coffee!
But car devil will be pretty powerful because people are scared of vehicle manslaughter,
Hmm.
and that just made me want to see a car a car devil even more.
I just wanted to be like Lightning McQueen and just say "ka-chow," you know.
No. Was he's like speed is my name or something like that.
Yeah,
One of
I am Speed.
my so once we get to that, Denji and Power, they uh they get approved for going, I guess, outside their district,
Hmm.
and they share a subway ride there, and that's where we get like a very deep talk, probably one of the deepest talks that Denji's been a part of, where Power's like, "Oh, you're kind of stupid for thinking Pochita or your pet is
Hmm.
inside your heart. They just
Yeah.
die." They're not
Hmm.
with you.
Yeah, and that's when she was going more into not really understanding humans and how they think of things like that. But then that's when he was explaining that Makima told him that Pochita is alive inside of him somehow.
Yeah, yeah. And I think this is where we get like a lot of like boob shots because like Denji's just constantly looking at her chest.
Yeah, definitely.
So we just get like the little camera view right there. Um, and then I think does Denji say that oh, I can never work with her, or we can never understand each other.
Yeah, we can never understand each other.
Yeah. So
And
once
then
they
he was
finally
like, "But at least she looks good."
get look at it, so they finally get to the place, and um, I'm not sure if it was a surprise. I think I don't know if I was surprised or not, but Power does betray Denji.
Hmm.
Were you surprised by it?
No, not at all. I was not surprised whatsoever, especially like how they were kind of depicting her
Yeah.
throughout the little cutscenes and stuff. I was like, okay, so she's kind of crazy, but obviously it's because she's a fiend. So, so like that kind of like bloodlust, or like how they were talking about characteristics. She's kind of got like this bloodlust, and obviously I don't think she cares about anybody else other than this cat. So
Yeah.
I kind of saw that coming.
You, Leonard, were you surprised by Power's betrayal?
Not really.
Yeah, she did make it pretty obvious.
Even
Um,
Denji saw it coming when it was too late.
Yeah, after he got bonked.
He's like, wait a minute.
hey, Papa Pal Mitch, bonk.
I don't get it. Why, of course you don't. You gone dumb from being bonked on the head too much.
So she takes him inside, and we get another devil. We get the Bat Devil, which is
Hmm.
just a giant bat,
Yeah.
and he actually tries eating Denji, and he doesn't like the taste of the blood, but he's able to regrow. Like I believe he's like missing an arm or a
Hmm.
leg,
Missing an arm.
and upon that, the bat, he's like, "Well, you brought me tainted blood, so I think you need to pay for it. So I'm gonna go and eat your cat anyways."
Yeah.
And then I believe this is the part where we get the flashback of Power, right?
Yes. Well, we start getting more in depth of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very quick, but you're able to understand
Hmm.
her whole thing. Like
Yeah.
she I think she massacred a bear in the first one.
Yeah. She
Then
killed a
she
whole bunch of shit, man.
massacred a cow. And she tells the cat like, "Hey, I'm gonna fat you up and eat you."
Hmm.
And then by the end of it, she's like, "I really like you. You're not like anything else."
Hmm.
And I know, I guess Power's like not that smart, but I don't know how you don't notice a a crawling bat on the roof with you and
Yeah,
take the fucking cat.
I think it was huge too. I don't know how she didn't notice.
Yeah, and you know, then it's oh, we do get. I think I missed in the second episode. Stop at that, but we do get a little trivia that when it's a fiend, they do lose like almost all of their powers. They can become incredibly weak, weaker than their natural states.
Mhm.
So I guess it does make sense how she wouldn't be able to overpower the Bat Devil, even though
Yeah,
he's crippled. Or maybe it's just she was scared of losing Meowie.
possibly. Yeah, that's what I was kind of wondering, but I think it has something to do with Meowie.
So and she took her time because Makima captured her or hired her. We don't know what
Yeah,
Makima did yet. How did this episode end? Because I know at the very end, that's where Power says like, "Oh wow, this is how you feel." Well, this is a
yeah,
pretty shitty feeling. Like,
yeah.
uh,
It ends with like basically him just defeating the bat Denji. So that's how
Yeah.
okay,
that
so
episode ends.
he actually beats the bat.
Yeah, he
Yeah, at
takes
the end
him,
this one.
he fights off, and then Denji grabs his leg. Then they fight in the city.
So
Yeah,
yeah, so like there's a whole car thrown and everything like that.
Yeah,
yeah,
all of
yeah.
that.
Everything happens.
Oh, I thought that
in
was in
this
the
one.
fourth episode.
No,
Okay,
the
yeah.
leech is the next, right?
Okay.
The one
The what?
that the leech thing.
Yeah, that's the next
So the
episode. Literally right
the
after
leeches
that.
the leeches in the fourth
I
episode.
wasn't paying
Okay, all
attention. I
right.
was like, where did that come from?
Yeah. I was rewatching the whole three episodes and I stopped on like halfway through the third episode. I was like, okay, I got enough material. Like I think I remember what went on. But I thought he stopped where he was like hanging, and then that was the end. But okay, so he actually beats the bat in this one.
Yeah,
How'd you guys like the fight against the bat?
the fight was like beautifully animated. It was really, really
Yeah.
good. Really, really good animation. And I think the coolest part of that fight was I really liked the last power the bat did, where it did like the screech
Oh
through
yeah,
like
yeah,
the city. I was like, that was a pretty cool power. I was expecting like, like the typical like bat screech, something that's just like with the voice, but now it was like a cannon. It was pretty cool. I thought that was a pretty good take on it.
yeah. He pushed him right up against that wall, and then
Yeah.
took him out. And then I think like one of the funniest moments. I laughed so hard in when I was reading the manga, where Bat's like, "Oh, you want to save people? Well, save this person in the car." And in the manga, Benji says, like, "What the fuck do I know about this dumb shit?" He throws the car back, and it was just so hilarious. Like I laughed
Yeah.
so hard at that part. I wasn't expecting that, and I'm glad they put it in the anime. I think he says something differently,
Yeah,
but
he says I don't give a shit about saving this guy.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
he said that.
save energy, save energy. Because we do see him like save him. He's like, oh wow, he's like a superhero, and then, he's just like, I don't give a shit about this one dude.
Yeah. Did not give no fucks about that guy. He only wanted to touch boobs. That's it.
Yeah. Does do we get power and Meowie at the end?
The
No, I don't think. I think it literally just ends with the end fight, like the ending of the
Okay,
fight.
okay, all right, cool,
he
cool.
frees him, but he doesn't
Um,
talk to her.
okay, cool, cool. I was wondering if he did like the motion.
Chops him open.
Okay. Well, all right, all right. What you guys feel about the third episode? Was this the one that finally turned you in, Leonard?
Yeah.
He's like, I like the bat.
Yeah, the bat looked good. The bat animation looked really, really good.
Oh yeah,
Like it just looked ugly. You know what I mean? Like it looked ugly, but it was good. You know,
yeah.
they looked really good, and that whole animation was pretty really good. But this episode, well, after watching this episode, I was like, okay, now I gotta watch the next one for sure. And
And
that's when I just couldn't stop after that.
it
But
was
after,
just like
yeah,
oh, it was just a
exactly.
domino effect. Domino
Exactly, dude.
effect.
Exactly, bro. It was like after that one, it was like every episode after that was like, well, I can't end on that note, and I can't end on that note, and I can't end on that note. And by the time you know it, I already binged the whole thing.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad I waited for the whole thing to come out, man, because I don't think I could have waited a week for each episode.
Yeah, that's exactly how I was with the manga, man. I told myself, okay, I was like, the anime's coming out in October, and I think it was like September, and I was
Mhm.
like, I'll just read five chapters, and then it turned to 10 chapters, and then it turned to 100 chapters, and
Yeah,
oh, it was just so good, man. It was, yeah, um, and it's still ongoing. It's still ongoing. It hasn't finished yet.
that's good. That's good to know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Just we'll let you know about that right there. But yeah, it's a really superb series. I was getting ready for the anime and just to see it on the screen animated. Oh, it's so much what I dreamed of. Like in September, I don't know how they're gonna animate all this. I hope they do it justice. And yeah, it's really a lot of eye
Well, it's
candy.
great that Mappa was doing it, man.
Yeah, superb.
Yeah.
Uh, anything else you guys want to talk about? Episode three.
No, man. I think that's it for me. Cause I mean, it was great. It was a great episode. That one had everything that I wanted out of like after watching the first two. Like that's what I was after. Cause I know the first one ended on that high note, and I was kind of waiting for that again in the second one, but I didn't get it. But then the third one happened. I was like, okay, this is it. This is that high note I wanted again.
Yeah. Yeah. Any final thoughts, Leonard?
That bat wrecked that city.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
attack was cool. I'm telling you, man, that attack was cool.
Yeah. You gotta think about the like the city. Well, what's the word? Like the city damages and stuff like that.
Then you
Yeah.
give it
Like,
away.
'cause you never really think about like the destruction of anime fights, but like, just seeing like it's on until they showed the aftermath. That was a lot of destruction for just one devil,
Yeah.
and then like, and it kind of makes you wonder like, what can the other guys do that, like, then he just seems like the Naruto of the series. Like everyone really can't compare and straight to him. But yeah. Overall, I think these were the first three good episodes. Like, I feel like this would, if you want to get a friend or family member to join in, just tell them, hey, first three episodes, you'll go right in. Like, evident with you, John, you couldn't stop at the first three.
Yeah, I couldn't stop. Mm-mm. I was
And
trying
I
to
think,
wait, but I couldn't do it.
and I think with you, Leonard, third episode is one that finally reeled you in, got you into it. So yeah, I really enjoyed the series, and it was just really great from start to finish. All right, so anything else from you guys? You're all good.
Yeah, man. I think it's a really good anime. I think anybody
Okay, cool, cool.
that's really that does like anime in general should just check it out if they haven't, because it's really good.
All right, cool. Well, that ends our segment for the first three episodes of Chainsaw Man. Thank you for joining us, John, on our
Hmm.
adventure towards this Chainsaw Man.
Hmm.
I think this is a really nice treat for the New Year's. Um, yeah, if you guys really like our content, be sure to like and subscribe down below. And this has been the Crunch Cast. If you guys want to say your names, like, oh yeah, this is
Oh man, well, I don't have a YouTube channel, but my name's John.
I better.
You know,
all
hopefully I get
right.
invited back.
This has been Levi, and this has been the Crunch Cast. Thank you guys very much.
See ya.
Girl, I was born with two left feet. Come grab my hand, get me on that beat. The way your body's moving, I can feel the heat of that fire.